Nintenja, ROM hacker, indie game, wannabe developer, writer, you name it, galore. I like to do lots of stuff. And I'm a retro enthusiast. I love gaming. And today we're going to talk about the Retro Pocket 5 handheld, which is going to be pre-ordered tomorrow, September 10th. Pre-order's open, and I'm excited for it, but nah, not super excited for it. Look right here, $219. Says sold out, but tomorrow it's going to open up. Early bird special, $20 off. So you get it for $200 plus tax, shipping. I'm kind of curious what that's going to be like. Tax and shipping. Apparently, it's going to work with the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro buttons, so you can change the buttons out. This one is the one that's really catching my eye, the indigo. I think that the colors are pretty good. You got this one. You got the 16-bit. Not bad, not bad. It's a North American. You got the black and the white. Honestly, the white looks good too. Yeah, that white's pretty clean. I ain't gonna lie. But that GameCube is probably the one to go, because I mean, you talk about it, it's probably like a pocket GameCube if you think about it. That's what I'm thinking. Now here's the specs on it. If you look at it, I mean, we got the 5,000 mAh battery, the same as the Retro Pocket 4 Pro. The specs really line up pretty comparative to the Retro Pocket 4 Pro. I mean, the 8 gigabytes of LDDR4 RAM. The Snapdragon 865 is pretty much equal with the MediaTek Dimensity 1100 of the Retro Pocket 4 Pro, which is going for about $200. So at this point, I mean, if you have to choose between the two, obviously with the ergonomic improvement, slight increase in size a little bit, but with the extra power, I would, the extra ability to play because the drivers and everything are better, I would say you're probably looking at needing to get the, with the AMOLED screen and everything, you're probably wanting to get the Retroid Pocket 5. I mean, for $200 if you can get it on this pre-order thing. So here it is. When I think about this, I think it looks awesome. This indigo, this GameCube. I mean, it's the perfect little pocket-held GameCube. You can upscale up to the resolution needed to fill the screen. Gonna look good for 1080p. It's gonna be there. It should be powerful enough. Should be able to run pretty well. It's gonna run everything that a S20 Ultra, that series of phones 4 years ago. It's this chip was released in 2019, like I said in my last video. It's gonna run everything that they can run, and nothing that they can't really. I mean, ultimately it's gonna be right on par. Look up an S20 Ultra and see what they can play, and that's what you got. You're gonna be able to play pretty much the whole GameCube library, pretty much full speed. The whole PS2 library, pretty much full speed, I'd say, pretty close. 3DS, pretty much full speed. DS, obviously, all that. I would not get this as a Wii handheld. Honestly, if I was looking for, I would not look at this as a Wii U and a Switch handheld, because Wii U is now becoming CMUs on Android. I would look at this as a GameCube and PS2 and possibly 3DS and below console. You'll be able to play PSP on it, upscaled. You'll be able to play PS1 and 64 upscaled. Be a sweet little device, right? Especially if you don't have an Android phone already. You'll be able to play a lot of good stuff on it. So, but yeah, I do like this white here. I'm not gonna lie, and I do like this GameCube. I'm real tempted with these to pull the trigger on one, and I'm thinking about pre-ordering this GameCube one. It's just so just looks so much like a GameCube. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it just looks like the GameCube. Perfect little GameCube Pocket. I mean. But the thing is, we have options now. We have options. We're not stuck with like the Retroid Pocket 1 came out. Where it was like, oh, look at this little boxy handheld. It's so cute. I mean, it looks like a GameCube controller with a GameCube. It really does. The only thing I think that can compete with it, honestly, and we could talk about the Razer Edge. We could talk about, the Ioneo crap. We could talk about the Windows devices that could obviously run emulation. But if you want a little Android handheld, besides using a phone and like a GameSir G8 Plus or a GameSir X2S or whatever, it's gonna be the Odin 2. I mean, you go up $100 more and you can snatch an Odin 2, and this thing is going to blow it away in power. We're talking about going from Snapdragon 865, 868, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, all the way to Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. I mean, that's a 4 generations of power. I mean, that 8 Gen 2 came out last year. We're talking about, I think this thing has an 8,000 mAh battery. I mean, it's insane. You could still grab a beautiful looking handheld if you grab this white one. It kind of reminds me of the white Wii. And then you could grab this Super NES one. I think this one's pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm kind of torn on that. Like, do I want to do that, or do I want to stick with my S20 Ultra that's got a Snapdragon 865 and 12 gigs of RAM? Do I want to stick with my Flip 4, which has got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 with 8 gigs of RAM? Do I want to, a higher Adreno processor? Do I want to go with my Fold 3? I mean, you've got options if you're messing around in the Android ecosystem already that maybe you don't need the Retroid Pocket. I think where the Retroid Pocket 5 really succeeded at, I think what it really did to set it apart was that 5.5 inch screen. I think it makes it somewhat pocketable, but making sure that that screen was big enough to really enjoy. Now the Mini's got a 3.7 inch screen, which I think is cool, but at the same time, I mean, it's cool to think you have such a small handheld that can also play PS2 and GameCube and stuff, which is neat, right? It's pretty small, and it can fit in your pocket and stuff. But ultimately, that 3.7 inch screen, you want to play PS2 games and GameCube on a 3.7 inch screen? I mean, the novelty of it's there, but also it's got 6 gigs of RAM. Right now, you can get the Retroid Pocket 5 Pro for $200 on the pre-order tomorrow with 8 gigs of RAM. So they went back and they gave 8 gigs of RAM in Android 13 so you can run some Switch stuff. I'm not going to use it as a Switch emulation device. I'm not. It's just, I don't think it's there. I'm going to use my Tab S8 Plus with my Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. I'm going to use my actual Switch. I'm going to use my ROG Ally for that, right? Increased power. They can run it, all the Switch games at like 720p to 1080p. Or I'm going to run it on a Switch Lite. I'm going to get a Switch Lite. You can mod one and run it, right? Switch emulation if you want it that bad. So, I mean, there's options for the Switch, right? If you get this thing, I think you need to be thinking of it as a mini GameCube, mini PS2, mini PSP, mini 3DS. Like, you need to think about it in terms of those things. And that would be the way to go with it, I think, if you're looking for those things and you want something that can fit in your pocket. Now, pocketability, is it? I don't know. Let's see the Retroid Pocket 2. Retroid Pocket 2. Retroid Pocket 5, sorry. Retroid Pocket 5 size. Okay, I had a little thing pop up there. It's interesting. There's some other things like the Nintenja Pocket Air with the Dimensity 1200. This is a little bit more powerful. Kind of a high battery there. This is an Android handheld as well. Not just the Odin 2, which is awesome, but there's this too. So I think I'm gonna make a video where I list some other options besides the Retroid Pocket that you can run with. Some other things you can do. But this is an interesting one. So yeah, the Retroid Pocket, wow, look at this Retroid Pocket Flip. Blast from the past. I thought about picking up one of these a while back, but I don't love the middle area. I think it's just like kind of empty down there. But I've heard good things about it, outside of if you don't want to get one that had the original hinge. But not to be changing subjects too much. I mean, there's other things, there's the Razer Edge handheld, you can get it for like $200 right now. Make your own handheld with a gaming controller. But I mean, I don't know, man. Retroid Pocket, I mean, outside of their issues whenever they first launch, they seem to make pretty awesome handhelds. I mean, I'm really tempted to get this thing, honestly, just straight up. And you guys let me know in the comments if you're planning on getting one. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. I mean, Snapdragon 865 isn't powerful, but I like the form factor, and I like that it's just kind of all there. It's all together. Maybe it's like unnecessary fluff, and maybe I won't even play it. Maybe it's just one of those things that you buy and you just like full nostalgia. You got to have it, but then like you don't even need it. I kind of like that ice blue, that Retroid Pocket 5 clear blue black backplate. That's pretty sweet, man. Look at that. What is that? I guess it's going to be in different colors when I click it, I'm guessing. Yeah. Clear back, clear black, ice green. God, these colors are off the chain, though. I'm not going to lie. If you got a white with the background like that, that thing would be sweet, man. I'm telling you, that would be sweet. But more than likely, I'm going to snatch that indigo. And then I'm going to have to snatch a clear one. One thing I do like about Retroid is that they don't charge a lot for their accessories. I mean, look at this, $6. That's like nothing to add on. They definitely want you adding stuff on. I mean, you get a $10 for all these different buttons here. There you go. Look, all these different buttons for $10. I'm not in love with these buttons, though. I don't like that they didn't come with the Super NES option on these buttons. But, I mean, if you got the GameCube one, you're not going to want to switch. I think if you got the white one, you're not going to want to switch either. But maybe for the other ones you would. They sell you an extra joystick if your thing messes up. It's pretty sweet. This one's got the GameCube one too. So you want to switch out to the white ones, that would look clean too. You can kind of customize your thing, and it's not that much to do it. I mean, honestly, the docks are $30. I heard they're pretty good docks. I mean, The Retroid Pocket 5 carrying case, $10. That's not bad. I mean, it could come with it. That would be cool. Screen protector, $5. That's reasonable, you know. Retroid Pocket mini shell. Mini carrying case, has its own carrying case too. Retroid official dock, $30. I'm thinking, honestly, I'm going crazy. I might go crazy here, but I'm thinking about getting the mini and the 5 and using the same micro SD card between the two, depending on which one I want to carry. Just going crazy. But man, it's talking about all told, with the cost of that, you're looking at probably, God, if I want to get the screen protectors, the cases, the grips on the back, pick a color. Picking a color might not be too easy. I'm probably looking at $500. Legitimately. Yeah, $500 to get both. For that, you can get like the highest model of the Odin 2, or you know, like a ROG Ally. You can get those for like $400 now. Honestly, I think if you just want a gaming handheld that can do everything, I think skip all this. Get your butt over to eBay right now. SSD issues aside, don't worry about that. ROG Ally with the Z1 Extremes. People are giving them away right now. This is a steal, man. You're talking about 7-inch Z1 Extreme, 16 gigs of RAM, great software. I mean, this is a sick deal for $400. This is, you know, I mean, this is just sick. You can play all the Windows games, all the Windows emulators. It's just, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And, I mean, the ROG Ally X, honestly, the only thing that's different is it has more RAM and stuff. Better, a little bit better screen. But, I mean, this is a great deal. ROG Ally is a great value. You could snatch one of these. Like, here's a great condition one right here. Looks like excellent condition. Z1 Extreme, $400. I mean, that's sick. It's a beautiful handheld. And there's something I want to show you all in the next video. You really got to see. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And it's going to go for the ROG Ally and the Odin 2. And probably the Retroid Pocket 5, but also for the Retroid Pocket 4. So I'm going to show you all that in the next video. But yeah, I hope you guys pick what you want. Tonight is the pre-orders. Should be cool for this Retroid Pocket 5. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. I might pick it up. Honestly, I might just pre-order it. It ships at the end of October, but the mini ships at the end of September. So it's kind of up to you. I do think at this price point, if you want to grab one, because you don't really get discounted Retroid Pockets, I think you should grab one tonight on pre-order if you have the money. Save that 20% off, that $20, that 10% off. Grab the GameCube. Grab the... I mean, honestly, if you're only handheld, I mean, that's 16 bits, pretty sweet. That white is really pretty too. You change that OLED and forget that orange. I'm looking like maybe a turquoise if I can or something like that. But I think that 16-bit is the winner. I think that one's gonna sell out. Honestly, it's just this is beautiful, man. It's like everything. It's a GameCube. You have a portable GameCube. Here's your portable PS2 or your PSP. Here's your portable GameCube. You want to get retro with it? Boom. And you got to think about it too. This thing is going to be a great N64 device. Like, the controls should be great. What does it say? It's got analog sticks, Hall sticks. This is going to be awesome for upscaled N64 games. I think it's going to run really cool on there. In PS1 games, I mean, maybe you can use Duck Station run it. I think that would run on H65 pretty well. Snapdragon H65. So I'm really tempted to get this bad boy. I'm actually more tempted to get the mini in a way, but that 3.7-inch screen, I've got too many devices with small screens. Honestly, this is kind of in the middle. I can kind of pocket it. I've got the ROG Ally, and I've got phones, and I've got miniature devices like the Miu Mini Plus, the PAL KDV 10. And the smaller devices I have that actually have like a 4-inch screen are the RGB 30 and the ARC-D, the Sega Genesis looking 6-button one, which is really cool, right? But they just don't have the power to like play N64. They don't have, you know, the sticks don't matter if you don't have the power to run the games. So I'm really tempted to get this and put, if I was going to use this, I would definitely run GameCube, PS2, PSP. I would run N64, PS1, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, some arcade. I would run those things on this. And if I wanted to run Super NES or a game like that, you could use the Scale Effects type of shaders with that, which is really cool. You could run the MSU1 with the Scale Effects shaders on the Super NES. That would be really awesome. There's some widescreen hacks for that. But N64, GameCube, PS2, 3DS, DS, 3DS and DS, you know, that's your own particular taste if you want to play it, you know, since it's got the dual screen. But PSP is going to be really great on this, and probably even on the smaller, on the mini, even though it's got that 6 gigs of RAM, should be fine to play PS2 and GameCube. I mean, you have a GameCube in your pocket. How cool is that? But I mean, we already have that with phones as is, so I'm not really super impressed by this. But this is, hopefully, this is great quality. Hopefully, it's got great controls. We can see it's not overpriced per se. They're going to make a profit of some sort, but you know, that's their bread and butter. So at this point, I would say Retroid Pocket 3 Plus is out. Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, if you can find one used for pretty cheap, it might not be a bad value. It's still a good handheld. It can probably do a lot of the things very similar to this. And you still got that watermelon. That's pretty beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. That ice blue, that's pretty clean. Crystal is neat for some people. Black is a pretty sleek handheld, I'm not gonna lie. 16-bit though is pretty tight. 16-bit US is kind of the winner to me on this one. I love the way it looks, but we're gonna get more into this. We're gonna chop it up some more on these handhelds and talk more about it. Subscribe to my channel, we'll talk more about it. This is something I know about. I make ROM hacks and I play games and all that stuff, so we're going to talk more about it. Y'all have a good day. Subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you think about these handhelds and what you're getting. Bye.